Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Emil and today I want to talk to you about aftermarket wheels. I was on the market to buy a new set of wheels for my 2018 Passat GT, and it really took me like close to 2 months to find the perfect wheel for my vehicle. And that's the reason why I decided to make this video. For you guys out there that do not know much about wheels and you really want to buy something for your vehicle, you want to make this vehicle yours, or simply you want to buy a set for the winter, like myself. So today I'm going to show you how to pick the best finish for your vehicle. Doesn't matter what's there on the market, you have to make sure that those will match with your vehicle. And of course, if it's for your taste. Now, your taste am I going to change as you age, like me? But it's important to buy the proper design. So I'm going to show you how to buy the proper design. It happened to me years ago. I purchased a set of wheels. They looked amazing on the pictures. They looked amazing in real life. As soon as I put them on the vehicle, they looked terrible. So I was so disappointed. I see this mistake every day. I see cars with new wheels that they just don't match the vehicles and they look terrible. And I see a lot of guys selling the brand new wheels. Why? Why would you buy something from the internet or from anywhere and sell it in 2 weeks, half the price? There's only one reason. Don't fit your vehicle. That's why. Now, that's why we're going to talk about why the size and the width is important. And what's the offset all about? What's the offset is important? The offset is basically how much your wheel is going to stick past the fender or it's going to be inside the fender. That's the offset, and it's very important. And then also I'm going to help you choose the finish that you want to choose. Depends on what you want to use those wheels for. Are you going to use them in the summer? You're going to use them for the show? Or you're going to use them in the winter? Now, there are lots of products there that they can help you even use your summer wheels in the winter. And I'm going to talk about these ones too. And then I'm going to tell you about the hub center. Why is the hub center important or not? Do we need hub center rings or not? First, let's pick the wheels. You can go anywhere, eBay or any other sites you want. But I'm going to show you this one because I found it very interesting. It's a local shop from North Vancouver. It's called Sorat Wheels. If you go on this one, say I'm looking for wheels by vehicle, and the vehicle that I'm going to select is Volkswagen Passat R-Line. You're not going to find anything for the GT, but basically it's the same vehicle. They have lots of wheels to choose from. Lots of brands, KMC, Mandrus, Motegi. I'm gonna choose one of the niche products that we have here, and I want to see, for example, how this one is gonna look on my vehicle. What I like about it is that they have these wheels in different angles. If I'm gonna click on this one and then right click, save image. The image is going to be as a PNG image. I'm going to give it a name, save it on my folder, save. Also going to save the same wheel from a different angle. Right click, save image, give it a name. It's a PNG file, and I'm going to show you why that file is so good. Now, Adobe Photoshop. Any Photoshop would work. My computer is 8 years old and this Photoshop came with my computer. I'm gonna click on File, Open, choose a picture with my car first. This is one of them. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So now I'm using this magnet tool. What I'm trying to do to select the wheel, and I'm trying to keep it as close to the lip of the wheel so that I can cover this wheel completely with black. And then when I'm gonna get the new wheel, I'm gonna try to match the size of this one, because the new wheels are still gonna be 19 inches, and I don't want to fool myself in making the wheel looking bigger when in fact the wheel is gonna look as it should. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now I can pick the brush, just gonna clicking, it's all black, escape. I'm doing the same for the back magnet. I'm gonna zoom in a couple of times so that I could be as accurate as possible. View, zoom in, and I'm gonna do my selection again for the back wheel. Brush, escape. Now I'm gonna open the file, the wheel, open, and I'm gonna use the file that I show you, that I got from the website, and it looks like this. Has this checkered image in the back. I'm gonna do the same selection using the magnet tool on the outer lip. I only want to copy the front of the wheel, not the back. Okay, we'll say this is the one. Edit, copy, go back to my initial picture, zoom out a bit, edit, paste. Now as you can see, I have the wheel, but I already have the cutouts for the insert of the wheel. Now it's so much nicer for me because I don't have to work too much on this picture. Then got the image. I'm just going to manipulate to try to make it fit on my factory wheel. If you're going to buy the same size wheels, try to keep it the same. That will give you the best image for your vehicle. I think that this is good enough. I'm going to click OK here. Now just going to click on this image, and on the right side here I have layers. On the layers I'm just going to click right click, duplicate layer. OK. Going back to this, I'm just going to drag it in the back, or you can also do it edit paste, but this is the easiest way. Now just going to make this fit too. Okay, now I'm just gonna save the picture file, save as JPEG, give it a name, save. Okay, I'm gonna open a different picture with the vehicle now, so I can see it from a different angle, like this one. I can use the other picture that we had, this one. Basically I'm going to do the same steps on a different angle. Okay, now I have enough styles to choose from, and that'll give you an idea. Okay, now it's very important to see the color of these wheels. If you have a chance to go to the store and see how they actually look in real life, for example, this is the M158, the other one is M182. I went to this shop and I looked at the wheels, and they really look way different in real life than they look in those pictures. So you have to make sure. You can Google, if you don't have a chance to see this, you can Google it, see on other cars, but these are not the accurate colors. So you might gonna be disappointed if you order something over the internet but you don't know how they actually gonna look. Say like this one, it's a different, like super dark color, but in the website it looks more like gold. It's a bronze color, but it's a lot brighter here than it is in real life. Now let's say you select your wheel and then you like, for example, this one, and you have different sizes: 19 by 8.5, 5 by 112, offset 42, center board 66.6. You have to know if these are going to fit on your vehicle. First of all, let's find out what are my vehicle specifications. So I'm gonna keep this open. I'm gonna go on the website, and I'm going to another website, which is Canada Wheels.ca. I'm looking for wheels. I'm gonna shop by the vehicle. Of course, my vehicle is already selected. It's 2018 Passat 4-door, and because there is no such thing as a GT model, I'm gonna click R line 19 inches options. I'm gonna shop for wheels. What's interesting about this website, they tell you the specifications for the OEM wheels. Front and rear are all the same. Sizes 19 by 8, bolt pattern 5 by 112. Offset. The offset for the factory is 48, but you can fit from 35 to 45. Now the hub is 57.1. The tire is 35 40 by 19. The speed rating is 94. The bolts, these are typed as bolts, and thread is M14 by 1.5, and hexagon shape 17. You don't need tire pressure monitor systems because Volkswagen has them installed on the ABS, not on the wheel, and that's going to save you a couple of hundreds. Now I'm going back to Google, and I'm going to Google for wheel offset calculator, and the one that I like is this one. Says rim and tire size calculator by wheelsize.com. So now I'm going back to my wheels, the one that I like, and I have 19 by 8.5 by 5 by 12, offset 42. This is the OEM, this is the aftermarket. OEM is 235 by 40 by 19s. The rim weight is 8 and the offset is 48. My new wheel is, I'm going to use the same size tire, 235 40 by 19, but the rim size is wider, it's 8.5, and the offset is 42. Now you notice the offset from 48 to 42, and also the rim width, is different. Now they show you actually in the picture that this one looks wider, and explaining what's the fender clearance, wheel well clearance. Go at the bottom. As far as the suspension goes, you're gonna be the same. If you go on a fender clearance, say tire will stick out 6 millimeters farther, rim will stick out 12 millimeters farther, and it's acceptable for most of the cars. Wheel well is the same because you have the same size tire. Brakes 100% clear, leaves even more room. That means that the wheel moves out more. You see the fender clearance is smaller on the right than it is on the left. Scrub radius, positive scrub radius about 6 millimeters. If you look at here, what that means, because your wheel is being pushed out, you have what you call a negative camber. It's not much, 12 millimeter. If you're looking for a wheel that has an offset of 40, it's hard to find. So this one only has 42 and 48. 48, that means it's way in, but the wheel size is 9.5, so it's wider. Let's look for something else to see what other options do we have here. Okay, let's say this one. This one has different styles. Let's say 19 by 8.5, offset 34 and 42. If you get over here 34, as you can see, the fender clearance, it's a lot lower. This is gonna pass the fenders, but over 40 is pretty much flat. But if you go on 35, the wheel is gonna pass the fender, but because the tire, the same size tire, is being stretched on the wider wheel, you're gonna have more fender clearance. I know it's hard to understand, but so now the fenders, tire will stick out 14 millimeters tire, and the rim will stick out 20 millimeters. 20 millimeters, it's a lot. But you see, the tire only sticks out 14 because of the shape. Now the tire is not like this straight, it's more like this, right? Because it's being stretched on an 8.5. So that's important to make these calculations to see if this will fit. That will give you an option to buy aftermarket wheels for your vehicle. Otherwise you have to purchase, you know, OEM wheels, which are very expensive. The one that I have on my Passat for the summer, they're $475, and you can get pretty much get niche or rotiform for this kind of money. Like you can get niche for $289 a piece, and it's a wider wheel, and it has a bigger offset, so it'll give you a more aggressive stance. Next, planning to purchase winter wheels. Winter wheels are very expensive. If you want a decent set of wheels and tires, probably going to cost me up to $3,000. And as you may know, wheels have different offsets. For that reason, instead of buying a $3,000 set of wheels and realizing that they don't fit on my vehicle, I purchased some wheel spacers so I can see how different offsets is going to look on the vehicle, because I don't want to change the suspension. I really like the suspension on the vehicle. So I purchased these, I want to call them burgers. These wheel spacers from Burger Motorsport. These are 15 millimeters, and I'm going to try them on the vehicle, and that will give me an idea how a different set of wheels will look with a bigger offset. And if this is going to work for me, I'm going to use them for my factory wheels also. This came already with the bolts, and I have this set which is 5 millimeter. Had them from my previous, and I couldn't put this in the car and show you how the car looks with the factory wheels with different wheel spacers. Now I'm just checking the bolts. This is the factory, this is the replacement. with the wheel spacers, and it does have the same thread. The funny thing is that I tightened the long one with the existing wheel without the spacer, and it went all the way in. Wheel care cleaner. Check the wheel spacer now. Yeah, it's perfect. Movement. Now, in the back with the 15mm wheel spacer, really nice. This is factory. So with the 50mm, I'm pretty much in the safe zone. I'm right inside the fender. If I'm going 20, I'm right on the lip of the fender. 15's on the front. It's way passing the fender. That's the front with the 15mm spacers. Oh, looks good. In this case, you might want to use 20 in the back. I'm gonna go for 20 in the back. Oh, I really like the front. And this is without. I'm gonna try this for a week, see how they are. I'm gonna put them both on the back, and if I ain't gonna like them, I'm gonna order 20s in the back and I'll use the 15s in the front. I like it now. Look at this. Ooh, factory. 15s in the back, nothing in the front. I end up buying these petrol wheels, very good quality from TSW. Very nice, I love them. And I picked this style because it's pretty similar with the factory. And in case you guys don't know, this is the Black Widow spider design, which is very, very interesting. I like these wheels. Of course, these are not meant for winter, but there is no problem because I'm gonna use Plastidip, clear Plastidip, to protect the finish. I show you on my previous videos, if you don't use some kind of protection for your wheels, for the machine ones, your finish is gonna go bad. It's gonna get stained like this. Some type of corrosion happens there, and they don't look good at all. I did use Plastidip before. Had my chrome wheels for the winter, and I used them for 5 years. Never had any problem with the finish, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same for this ones. Now, if you turn the wheel around, you're going to see this center here. This is the hub. The hub for your vehicle is usually smaller than what the aftermarket wheels have. So for that reason, they're going to give you some spacers. Now, in my case, because the shape of the wheel is designed one way, and this is a universal ring, my rings don't fit because they don't go flush in. That means there's a gap. I can get my nail in here. So you cannot use these spacers because of the shape. They have this cone shape, right? I have to cut this edge out so I can make it flat, make it straight, so that the ring can be pushed all the way in. Now, is it really important to have these rings? Can you run your wheels without these rings? The answer is yes. You can run your wheels without the rings. Is it better to have rings? Yes. But it's not deadly. I ran my wheels for 5 years without hub-centric rings. Everybody is going to tell you the same thing. The pressure is going to be on your balls. The pressure is always on the balls. This is just a plastic ring that's going to help you set up the wheel faster. The weight of the wheel, I want to keep the same. I do recommend to use the factory specifications. Let's say if your car comes with 18s and 19s, I do recommend to install 19s. Use the same width as your car manufacturer uses for the 19 inches, but you can go with a bigger offset. The wheel can stick farther out. As far as the bolts goes, can you use the same bolts, the factory bolts for the aftermarket wheels? Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. Now I'm going to show you the difference between this is for the aftermarket, this is the factory. As you can see, the way that they make the aftermarket wheels, they make it a lot deeper, so you need a different set of bolts. See that the cone is deeper here than it is for the factory. So I wanted to go for the same size wheel, same width, same size, but different offset. For the back, I picked offset 32. That means that the wheel is going to stick out 16 millimeters more than the factory. And for the front, I picked offset 40, which is going to stick 8 millimeters out than the factory. That way I'm going to get a flush front and back. As you know, every vehicle is different. Now I'm running wheel spacer on the back, 50 millimeters, so the wheels, the winter wheels is going to be like 1 millimeter more out. There are no wheels in the spacers in the front, so that wheel is going to stick farther 8 millimeters, which is half the size of the back, and that way I'm going to have them flush front and back. This is what I was looking for to achieve. Why I don't recommend wider wheels. The wider wheels, you know, we all know that they look cool on the vehicles and they give you more traction when it's dry. But wider wheels are also heavier, so you're going to waste more money on gas. Probably you're going to spend a couple of hundreds in a year. And wider wheels are heavier. So that means your vehicle is going to get slower. Why would you want a slower vehicle? You want a vehicle to stay the same or make it even faster than it is. Now offsets. You don't want to have big, super massive offsets. Big offsets, that means that the vehicle is going to sit higher. Now, a sit down, it doesn't look good with a big offset and higher stand. You have to lower that vehicle. Now, you're going to spend probably $5,000 in wheels, suspension, camber adjustment, all that jazz to make it look the way you want. Now you lower the vehicle, you change the suspension. Now your wheels are going to look like this, which is called a negative camber. Now negative camber, of course, your tire, you're only going to get this portion of the tire that's going to get worn out faster than the rest. Imagine about the traction in the winter, what happens to your vehicle, because you don't have your wheels are like this. Your contact with the asphalt is only on the edges of the tires. Imagine how dangerous that is for you. Now, once you lower your vehicle, you want to adjust the camber for this issue. You got to buy arms bars adjustments. That's going to cost you a lot of money. Not to mention about the rubbing issue that you're going to have with the fenders. You have to roll your fenders. Sometimes in the front, there's not much that you can do. You're not going to get enough steering wheel rotation because your tire is going to rub on the inside part of the fender, not on the outside. You fix the outside, but on the inside, once you turn left, it's going to rub on the inside. So you have to take in consideration all this. Also, bigger wheels, bigger tires, are going to put more pressure on all the mechanical parts of your vehicle. Unless you are the mechanical guy that can fix everything, otherwise it's going to be so expensive for you. And if you don't have enough money to buy a new set of wheels, consider this option. When I was a teenager, I had a vehicle that had alloy wheels, but the alloy wheels were not sporty enough for me. So what I decided to do is to trade those alloy wheels for some steel wheels. And then I took the steel wheels and I took them to a shop. What they did, they basically cut the inside part of the wheel and they turned the inside part of the wheel and they turn it, put it on the outside. Then the wheel resulted having a massive dish and a massive offset. I used those wheels for like 5 years and I never had a problem. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about what do you think is best for your car and what you like the most. Thanks for watching.